We all agreed and headed back toward the statue and the other team. We met up again and began to exchange information. Alright, let's go over everything. The panels are the 7 adventurers from Samurai Fantasy 7. The only one that is lit up is the monk. The 5 buttons on the Nue are on the head, neck, leg, stomach, and tail. That's everything, right? 5 buttons. Okay. Everyone nodded.
パネルと像、この2つの要素が一体どう絡んでいるのか。そして、斧が宿命に目覚め、ヌエを打つの意味との関わりは。
This is tough. What does awaken to your destiny mean? As we thought, the soft hiss of gas filled the silence. We have to do something and soon, or... I glanced down at the time. An hour had already passed. I could see everyone else was feeling the pressure too. All around the room was twitchy feet and bit lips. Already an hour. Long time.
こんなんじゃ拉致が開かねえぜ。一か八かボタンを押してみるべきじゃねえか。
Huh? Wait, stop. I tried to grab him, but he just shook me off.
おいよせ。
Shido dashed forward to try and stop him, but Mitarashi hit the button on the statue's leg before he could. Everyone froze, and then they died. Huh? Huh? A bright chime echoed through the room as the light on the monk panel clicked off and the mage panel lit up.
今度は呪術師のカードが光った。
Is that mage? I guess the mage is meditating.
あ、本当だ。
When I think mages, I don't think, meditation, but... I don't know.
やってみるもんだ。ビクビクするんじゃねえ。パネルの色が変わっただけじゃねえか。
これ以上むやみに触るな。
うっせえ。俺に指図すんじゃねえよっと。
Ah. Before anyone else could stop him, Mitarashi smacked the button on the Nue's stomach.
みたらし流星、お前。
He grabbed the other man by the collar and shook him. This is very violent. No, stop. I tried to shove them apart, but as I did... Murder.
なんだよ、この音。
Yes, more gas. Delicious gas.
呪術師のカードの色は赤になっています。なんだと。それにヌエの口から出てくるガスの量が増えた。
Mitarashi and Shido leapt away from the statue, and I could see that the gas was indeed pouring out of its mouth much faster now.
貴様、状況が分かっているのか。行動の一つ一つに俺たち全員の命がかかっているんだぞ。
悪かったって。でもよ、俺が思い切ってボタンを押したおかげでボタンに何かの法則があることが分かったじゃないか。
それはそうだが、しかし万が一のことを考えてもう少し話し合ってから。
I kind of still don't get it, but we'll see. I guess maybe he'll give us some more information. So there's like a bunch of buttons on the statue itself, and it corresponds to the panel hitting the... Was it the stomach? Was it? Or I actually can't remember now. I don't know what button he hit first, but apparently it was somehow related to the maid? I don't know. Omeyoshi quietly raised his hand. Did you notice something?
今の流れを見ていて、一つ思い出したことがある。
What did you remember then?
武士道ファンタジー7では、ヌエは中盤の山場のボスで、確か倒し方が特殊なんだ。
特殊というのは？
ヌエの弱点は弓矢。ただ、弓矢で攻撃するためには一定の手順が必要。
Okay.
まず、格闘家の必殺技を足にぶち込む。そしてヌエの足を止め、次に呪術師が尻尾の蛇を眠らせて攻撃無効化の魔法を遮断する。
Okay. So monk, leg, Mage Tail.
最後にようやく狩人が弓で攻撃してノエを倒す。
Okay.
そうか、それで最初に格闘家のカードが点灯してたんだ。
What's up that face?
たまたまみたらしさんが足のボタンを押して正解したから。
I've already forgotten, by the way. I guess you're supposed to just hit the... Yeah, it's only 3 buttons you need to press. I guess that's the solution.
今度は呪術師のカードが光ったんだ。
I guess this game is not really like... I don't know. I guess... I don't know. This is only the first one, so maybe it's supposed to be easy. They're just telling you, you know.
そして
What to
次に
do?
誤って腹のボタンを押してしまったため不正解でカードが赤くなったのです
So you're supposed to hit feet, tail, and then... what was the last one? I don't remember.
おそらく
それじゃあ次は
Which button are we supposed to press next? It was the tail. The tail should be next.
そうそう尻尾だったな。情報ってのは正確さが命。その場その場の出来事を正しく覚えておくのも大事なことだ。
I don't know why you're giving such a weird sentence, like a speech.
お嬢ちゃんなかなか見込みがあるぜ。
Oh. I got extra points of him. Okay, sounds like the tail is probably right.
それでは今度は私がボタンを押しましょう。尻尾ですね。
When Urube pushed the button on the statue's tail, a small chime sounded. Now's the archer.
赤くなっていた呪術師のカードが消えた。
When the mage panel turned off, the hunter panel had lit up. It's on the hunter now. You were right, Miyoshi.
よかった。あとはヌエのボタンを押すだけだ。
He let out a long, shaky sigh of relief. Yeah, we've only got one button left, but which one? Miyoshi had said the hunter attacked last. We hadn't said where. Yeah, I was wondering, did he say that? I guess he did. Well, we already attacked the leg and the tail, so that leaves us with 3 options. It didn't take long for the others to come to the same conclusion, of course.
よし、次で最後だな。が、最後のボタンはどれを押すべきなのか。おい、三好コータ。ゲームで狩人が攻撃するのはどの部分だ？
Don't tell me you forgot. Miyoshi shook his head slowly.
ごめん覚えてない。
My god.
はあ覚えてねえだと
Now don't be too hard on him. Who's gonna remember every single detail of a big game like that?
当てずっぽうでボタンを押すしかないのかな。でもまた間違えたら今度こそこの部屋ガスでいっぱいになるんじゃない？
This is bad. If Miyoshi couldn't remember, though, there wasn't a whole lot we could do. And suddenly Shirabish spoke up.
弓の攻撃弓待てよ待てよ
He was mumbling to himself and tapping his forehead with his fingers. Is this some sort of nervous habit? He was doing it before, too.
確か平家物語によればヌエは源頼政が先祖である源頼光から受け継いだ弓で対峙した。ゲームの元ネタはおそらくこれだ。とするとその時に矢で貫いたのは源頼政ヌエ退治の図や神経36回戦の図版によれば確か首だ。
Okay. Spoilers, dude. He just told us the answer.
そうだ確か首だったと思う。
なるほど。次は首のボタンを押すべきなんだな。
No. Pick the wrong one just for fun. No. Wow, Shirabe sure knows a lot of stuff.
それでは私が首のボタンを押しましょう。
As he spoke, Urube leaned over and pressed the button. One puzzle down, I thought, but... Nani? It was wrong. What?
なんでだよ。狩人のカードが赤くなったんだけど。
More gas. The gas was also coming out of the Nue's mouth faster than before.
なぜだ。要件は全て満たしているはずなのに。それとも何か間違っているのか。
None of us had the answer. It should have worked. Shido was right. So what happened? Something's off. I couldn't shake the feeling that we'd missed some important part of the puzzle. I ran the announcement we'd heard earlier over and over in my head. What am I missing from that announcement? Uh-oh. Explosive insight. New gameplay mechanics. Explosive insight. The explosive insight system helps you solve problems with the power of your mind. Wow. Pick the words and phrases that stand out by setting the bombs on, or rather, by setting bombs on up to 3 of them. If one of your choices was the right one, then a flash of inspiration will bring you to the solution to your conundrum. Okay. I mean, can I save? I don't know if I can save. Okay. Okay, well, suddenly it's Danganronpa. I think the announcement said, awaken to your destiny and slay the demon Nue. Fail to slay the Nue and die by its poison. Slay the demon Nue. Everything after fail to slay is pretty straightforward, so we decide to focus on awaken your destiny. We split up and examined the statue in the panels. To slay the Nue, we figured out we would need to follow the specific steps. We got the monk and the mage right, which left us with the hunter. Thanks to Shirabe, we knew we needed to attack the neck, but when Nue pushed the button, it didn't work. But this way, we are going to die by its poison. So, what is it that we haven't figured out yet? Okay, interesting. So you can, like, expand it. So, that's kind of an old-fashioned way of saying it, I guess. Fail to slay. Not sure what this is supposed to mean. I thought it was a lion at first, but there's no doubt this thing is some sort of demon. What else do we need to do to kill this stupid thing? We have to press the buttons that correspond to the monk and mage and the hunter's attacks. In the tale of Heike, the Nue was killed when someone shot it in the neck with an arrow. So, like, well, my guess is that you're supposed to attack the mouth, maybe? Because that's where the poison is coming from? I don't know. How would you say that, though? So, like, how would this work? I don't know how this would work. Fail to slay. Slay the Nue. Fail to slay. I don't know. Die by its poison. I'm not sure how this works exactly. Let's try? I don't know. Nope. Insight diffused. We lose the game. What are we gonna do? I can't think of anything. Why can't I figure this out? I guess we die. Yeah, I don't really get it. What are we supposed to do? We don't have enough hints, I feel like. I still haven't finished my game. My game. I'm sorry, Uncle Keiji. And then we die. The end. That's unfortunate. Game over. Now, I don't know... Can I just try again? Okay. Let me just... I guess it doesn't matter. We can just save. Or rather, we could just fail and just come back to where we were, but let me just save here. Okay. What are we missing? It really is Danganronpa. Not really. Well, I mean, it's actually, well, I guess the origin would be Phoenix, right? It's sort of like the testimonies, right? Sort of. But then we're not really looking for contradictions, I guess. What are we looking for exactly? Just like, what are you supposed to do? We are supposed to attack the neck. Everything after is pretty straightforward. Awaken to your destiny, slay the demon Nue, fail to slay the Nue, and die by its poison. That's the hint that we have. Is this actually hard? I don't know. I thought it was gonna be pretty straightforward actually. I thought we were gonna hit the button on the neck and then we just win and we move on. It would be too easy, I guess. Awaken, dude, I'm not sure exactly what the game is looking for. I don't even know what they're trying to say. Awaken to your destiny and slay the demon Nue. Fail to slay the Nue and die by its poison. Everything after fail to slay, pretty straightforward. Awaken your destiny and slay the demon Nue and die by its poison. Slay the Nue. Attack the neck. I don't know. We don't have to choose 3, I guess. We can also just choose 1. Is that what it is as well? So like, after everything fails to slay, is pretty straightforward. Awaken your destiny. Fail to slay. We fail to slay? Huh. It seems like there's multiple combinations though, so we can choose up to 3, but we don't have to choose 3. We can choose 1 or 2 as well. So what do we focus on in the first place? Because I'm thinking like, attack the mouth. How do you attack the mouth? Assuming that's even correct. I don't even know if that's correct or not. Slay the Nue. Can I just slay the Nue? Just slay it. Just destroy it with your fists. Nope, that's wrong. Inside diffuse. How do I skip? How do I? No, just load. I guess just load. Wow, I actually don't get it. I thought it was pretty straightforward. I even remember seeing the reviews of this game saying it was actually really easy. Apparently. I'm stuck on the first puzzle of the game. The very first one. I don't really understand what it's trying to say. Die by its poison. Slay the demon Nue. Fail. Die by its poison. Seems pretty straightforward. I don't know. Awaken to your destiny. Awaken to your destiny. Not sure what exactly it's supposed to mean. Awaken to your destiny. Slay the Nue. Attack the neck. Maybe that's it? Again, maybe like literally attack the neck. That's what I'm trying to say. Yes! Okay. Oh, well, that's what you need. Alright, you only need 1. Okay, so I thought I was trying to like... I thought I was supposed to find a correct combination. So I guess you can pick 3, but only one of them can be correct, and that'll progress the story, I guess. I guess all we needed was Awaken to your destiny. So I'm not sure. I don't know. Like, I'm not, because that's the thing, right? I wasn't sure what you're supposed to like solve in the first place. I don't know what the question was, I guess. But I guess, let's see. So we still haven't figured out what Awaken to your destiny is supposed to mean. Okay? Could that be the hint we need?
そうか。ゲームでの攻略方法に気を取られて、アナウンスのことが抜けてしまっていたな。
よく気づきましたね。
Insightful, as if it's an insightful minigame about having insight.
自分の宿命に気がつくという意味だろう。
I think this is it. We're finally gonna beat this puzzle.
あの職業を示すカード。あいつが怪しいな。己が宿命に目覚めと何か関連が。
さ、実は一つ思いついたことがあるんだけど。なんだ、若さとは。言ってみろ。元のゲーム武士道ファンタジー7ってさ、7人のパーティーになるって言ってたよね。だからカードも7枚あるんだよね。今ここにいるのもちょうど7人なんだけど、何か関係ないかな。
そうか、僕らも7人の選ばれし者で勇者だってワルドブーのやつが言ってた。もしかしたらこのカードは僕たち一人一人を指しているのかもしれない。
なるほど、己が宿命に目覚める。つまりはそれぞれのパネルに対応した人物を見つけ出すということか。
Is that okay? I wouldn't get that. But I guess, yeah, okay. So I misunderstood what the explosive insight minigame was supposed to be. Because I thought it was supposed to be, oh, figure out the puzzle right now. But actually, all you had to do was find something that we haven't, I guess, explored yet in the story. And then, you know, everyone figures it out, I guess. Oh, that has to be it. So if Mitarashi and Urabe pushed the buttons earlier, then they have to be the monk and the mage, right?
なるほどな。しかしよ、なんで俺が格闘家でそいつが呪術師なんだよ。
イメージではないでしょうか。
あ？イメージだと？
実際の職業というより、まあ漠然とした我々の人物像との類似性で考えれば良いのだと思います。
He was right. Mitarashi certainly seemed like a martial monk, and Urabe clearly looked like someone who used magic. Then who's the hunter?
それはお前。あいつだろ。
俺？なぜ俺が狩人なんだ？
You do seem like a no-nonsense, you know, ranger, I guess.
いやまあほら、刑事っつったらこ
Oh
れ。
yeah, also he has a gun. I guess ranged weapon? I don't know. He grinned, making a gun with his hand, and pretended to fire it. Pew pew. Oh, well, if that's the case.
それだな。
いや、ちょっと待て。冗談だって。
What? Before anyone could stop him, Shido reached over and pressed the button on the neck. Everyone gasped. Okay, so I had to be like, because it was a coincidence that we were correct the first 2 times with who would press the button. But now we know that was the correct person needs to press the correct button. That's also part of the puzzle, I guess. So kind of weird because like a puzzle, but like within the game's story, not really the puzzle we're solving ourselves, I guess. We're kind of like just interacting with it while everyone else just kind of brainstorms the solution, sort of. The flow of I would say glass? No, flow of gas from the Noe's mouth suddenly stopped. Alright.
見て、象が動き出した。
He did it. It slid slowly to the slide. What? Slide? No, it slid slowly to the side, revealing a staircase leading to a lower floor. As it did, a chime sounded and the hunter panel turned green.
床に溜まっていたガスは排気口が吸い取ってくれているようだな。
He was right. I could see the thick fog quickly vanishing into the vents on the walls. It looks like we've beaten the first part of this game. I let out a sigh of relief. It took only a few moments for all the gas to disappear.
Yare yare.
Yuri yuri. I felt the entire room relax.
しかし、
Everyone, that is, except for Shido, who is busy frowning at the Nue. Is something wrong?
いや、おそらく今後も命に関わる謎が続くに違いないと思ってな。はあ、 こんなのがまだまだあるのか。
まだ第一ステージだぜ。こんなもん序の口だろ。
このテーマパークのアトラクションは全てこういった形で致死性のあるものにすり替えられているはずだ。
やれやれ。危険に巻き込まれても自己責任ってのはこれのことか。
Well, that just means that we want to. That just means that if we want to get through this, we have to be like the adventurers in the game and work together. They all nodded. They did. Just then, a short tune played over the room's speakers, followed by an announcement.
真珠の間クリア。報酬アイテムを入手しました。
報酬アイテム
Before we had time to ponder what it meant, the base of the statue popped open. The treasure chest. I ran up to it and looked inside to find a chest that looked exactly like one you might find in the video game.
巻物が入ってる
He pulled it out of the chest and showed us. This looks like the map of this attraction. See, here's the room we're in.
残りの謎はあと2箇所ということになりますね。
I turned to see him glancing down over my shoulder of the map. There were indeed 2 more rooms. The Corridor of Hate and the Room of the Supreme Ruler.
ああ、まだ2箇所もあんのか。今だいたい2時間経ったところだぜ。
Now 2 more? So like, I thought it was gonna be like 1 puzzle per attraction. But there are like 2 more within this attraction too?
残りは5時間。とっとと先に進んだ方が良さそうだな。
Or like, well, I don't know, is it like, I don't know. Or does it count as like one, is it kind of like, is it a different attraction? Because I thought it was the same within the same location.
もう生きた心地がしない。
Because if it was like multiple puzzles per attraction, that would be a lot of puzzles, I feel like. We headed down the stairs toward the Corridor of Hate. When we reached the bottom of the stairs, we found ourselves in a long stone hallway. Or is that the case? Because yeah, this still seems like the same location. But like, journalist, he said there are 5 more? I thought... Because I thought like, we have 7 in total, right? But... Or does it count as like 1 attraction? Because I thought we were going to visit all the other attractions, you know, on the overworld or whatever, but... I don't know, anyway. It was dark and gloomy, but there were torches mounted along the walls, casting enough light to see by.
なんか薄暗くて怖いな。
He was right. The darkness would have been bad enough, but there were also a bunch of what looked like demon heads on the walls. I moved a little closer to one of the heads and noticed a set of panels. These are just like the ones we saw a bit ago. Reusing
カー
assets.
ドは雅楽師ですか。
今度は何だってんだ。
Mitarashi pushed forward toward the panel. Yeah. Something flew out of the left-hand wall at incredible speed. Mitarashi only barely managed to jump out of the way in time.
やだ
Sure enough, there was now an arrow embedded in the opposite wall.
あっぶねえ。一瞬反応が遅れてたら串刺しになるところだったぜ。だな。しかもこの矢、普通に比べて相当太い。おそらくボウガンの矢だな。
まったく一人で死ぬのは勝手だが、できれば不用意な真似は遠慮してくれないか。
He frowned and grumbled at Shido under his breath, but I could see the beads of sweat on his forehead. That must have been scary even if he won't admit it. If nothing else, the arrow sticking out of the wall was now a powerful reminder that we needed to be careful.
もしかして壁にある妖怪の口全部にこの罠が仕掛けられてるんじゃ。
おそらくそうだろう。妖怪の顔の前を通ろうとすると矢が飛び出して串刺しになるっていう仕掛けだろうさ。
Shirabe's shoulders slumped in exhaustion as he finished, and Wakasa looked too shocked to speak.
怨念渦巻く回廊緑に進むべからずあやかしの歌に耳を傾けよ闇を照らす光によりあやかしは浄化される
Then the voice was quiet.
今頃緑に進むべからずなんて言いやがって遅えよ
It was true if the announcement had come on early, he would have been in danger, but he hadn't been in such a hurry in the first place. Or, but if he had been in a hurry.
今度はあやかしの歌に耳を傾けようと闇を照らす光によりあやかしは浄化されるのを意味するところを考え
Well, obviously, pop idol boy needs to put on a show, right? Sing a song. Shirabe scratched at his beard and worked the candy around his mouth. I mean, have you been chewing that Pocky this entire time for hours? Kind of disgusting.
考えることにしましょう
つーてもあやかしってのはこの壁にかかった気味の悪いこいつのことしかねえしよし何にしてもまずは情報を集めることからだそれこそが真実にたどり着く第一歩だからな
Shirabe edged toward the nearest head, very, very carefully, and he began to examine it. Do you see anything?
ああこいつの眉間に小さな光が灯ってるおそらくこれがセンサーになってるんだろう
Okay. Do we just need to, like, sneak under the lasers or something?
どれ
本当だセンサーみたいなものがある
その証拠にこうして
Yeah. I jumped as he waved his hand in front of the demon's nose, but no arrow came out.
大丈夫だやはりセンサーに触れなければ矢は飛び出してこない仕掛けのようだ
Kind of hard to see the lasers though, because I see some of the heads are kind of angled. So you scared me. He sighed and told everyone to step back. He waved his hand over the demon's face again, this time in front of the sensor. Aye! Just like before, an arrow shot off the demon's mouth with blinding speed.
こういう仕掛けになってるわけだ
Is your hand alright?
心配しなさんなお嬢ちゃんさすがに寸出のところで避けたさ
しかし妖怪の顔は左右に無数にある上にどれもバラバラの位置についているこれ
そのようですね
We all sighed. Well, maybe if anyone has a pocket full of flour or any kind of like powder, maybe just throw in the air. I don't know. There's no way we can just run past them or something. That means there's got to be a way we can disable the arrows. Actually, this like corridor reminds me of specifically in Metal Gear Solid 2, in the tanker chapter. You can like actually shoot like a bag of flour, and then it will reveal the lasers. That would activate the bombs in that game. Anyway, we have to disable the arrows. I was still mulling it over in my head when Wakasa suddenly spoke up.
さっきのっ
What is it?
ていや多分なんでもないと思う
Mitarashi rolled his eyes.
間違っても誰も責めはしねえよ男なら一度口に仕掛けた言葉を引っ込めるんじゃねえ
He started to move toward Wakasa. I do want to know what he noticed. What should I do? Okay, so depending on your let's think depending on your choices, you might get affection points for different people. I guess. I don't know. I don't really know who I'm even getting the route for. I kind of don't like any of these people. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. The gamer is fine. I guess the cop guy, he's a bit intense, but he's just doing his job. And, what's his name? Miyoshi or whatever? He's fine. He's a real gamer, so obviously I don't immediately dislike him or anything. I don't know. No bully. Wait, don't try and make him tell you.
Huh?
You gonna fight me? I'm gonna do a bit of kung fu.
こんな無理やりなんてありえないって。
Just like push the escort into the arrows. Although this way we're never gonna find anything. Hey, if you don't really want to talk about it, that's okay, but even a tiny little detail could be the clue we need. So, could you tell us what you noticed?
わかったよ。仕方ないな。
So maybe I pushed him a little, but what Mitarashi was doing was too much.
かすかに聞こえた気がしたんだ。妖怪の口の中からキリキリって音。
Stretching. Well, I mean, that would be the crossbow, right? The crossbow stretching into the string. Wakasa was still mumbling and thinking to himself when Shido suddenly raised his head.
あやかしの歌に耳を傾けよ。
なるほど。その音があやかしの歌だってわけだな。
Can you still hear it? He shook his head and frowned.
つまりは矢が飛び出した後、少しの間だけ音がしたってこと。
かもしれないけど、聞き間違いだったかも。みんなは聞こえなかったんでしょ?
Well, probably. I don't know if this is true, but maybe because Wakasa is like a musician, he has an ear for subtle sounds, and that's why he could hear the stretching of the bowstrings, maybe.
とはいえ、このままここで黙っているわけにもいきませんし、もう一度試してみませんか。
よし、それじゃあもう一度だ。おい若さ、音がしたら手を挙げて、止んだら手を下ろせ。
わかった。けど僕でいいわけ？その音を聞き分けることができるのはお前だけかもしれないからな。わかったよ。
Good. I'll trigger the sensor.
お前が？大丈夫かよ。
I just watched Shirabe do it. As long as I'm careful, I'll be fine. I stepped up to the demon's face, glanced nervously around, and then waved my hand over the sensor. Phew. Just like before, an arrow shot out and embedded itself in the wall. His hand shot up, then before I could even react, Shido stepped in front of me and waved his hand in front of the sensor. What had he done that for? I was still wondering when Wakasa lowered his hand. What was that?
今、音がしている間にもう一度手をかざしても。
Oh yeah. I mean, it's kind of obvious. If you know how crossbows work, they're gonna have to notch another arrow. It's not like they have somehow like a crossbow machine gun. Though I guess that sort of exists. There is such thing as a repeating crossbow, I guess. Oh yeah, you're right.
なるほど。あなたの行動の意図が分かりました。
若さが気づいた音ってのはつまり次の矢の想定音だったってわけだな。
ああ、時間にして約5秒ほどだ。
For every arrow? I don't know. The reload time might be different for some of those crossbows in those heads. They might mistime it. So for about 5 seconds right after an arrow is fired, the trap can't fire because it's reloading. Finally, we figured out one part of the announcement. Give ear to the song of the demons. I couldn't hear anything though. You must have really good ears.
さて、ひとまずこの妖怪の顔のからくりは理解した。
次は雅楽師に同じことをもう一度やってもらうべきだろうな。
なるほど。確かにその通りだ。
They were right. The bard panel was lit up. But who's the bard?
それは若さとは君だろ。
I mean, makes sense. No.
僕？
Why me? You know, the one dude that's related to the music industry.
俺もお前だと思うぜ、若さ。雅楽師ってのは日本古来の音楽や舞を踊る職業のことだ。歌や踊りって意味じゃアイドルに通じるものがある。それにただ一人あやかしの歌に耳を傾けられたお前さんにぴったりだろう。
You know, I wonder if that's true. You know, like being a musician allows you to hear sounds better somehow? I don't know. I think it's more like he's just young. You know? Because you imagine the older you get, I mean, depending, I guess. If you, for example, I don't know, but then, because I'm thinking like, the only reason you would lose your hearing is if you like listen to, I guess, sounds that would like break your hearing or whatever, you know? Like, for example, if you go to concerts a lot, because if that's the case, actually, he would, you know, have worse hearing because he would be the entertainer, you know? He will be the concert, and because concerts are just very loud, you would actually lose your hearing much faster. I don't know. Anyway, I'm not an ear doctor, so I guess I wouldn't know. He glanced at me and swallowed. For a moment, I was worried he was going to say he was too scared to do it. Or maybe now that I've done it, he's too embarrassed to say he was too scared to do something a girl could, I guess. A lot of references to the main character being a girl for some reason. Anyway, Wakasa said nothing, just turned back around and slowly approached the demon head. He waved his hand in front of the sensor. Boop-a-boop-a-boop. Oh look, the bar panel turned off.
どうやら雅楽師は若狭さんで間違いなかったようですね。そして今度は忍者のカードが光った。
The ninja. Who's the ninja?
忍者ね。ひとまずセンサーに手をかざしてから5秒の間は安全だと分かったが、しかし。
たった5秒の間に左右のランダムな位置にあるセンサーに的確に手をかざし、しかも立ち止まらずに進むのは至難の技だ。
Yeah, it would take a long time, I guess. Well, we could like all run together, I guess. But that's assuming that's 5 seconds. It's very risky. Assuming that every crossbow would reload in 5 seconds. It also takes some time. There seems to be a lot of heads all around. And also like there's ones at the top as well. I don't know. One slip up and they'd be toast. Everyone was silent. Then finally Shirabesh spoke.
ひとまずあのカードの忍者ってのが誰に当たるのかだが、残ってるのは俺とゲーマーの兄ちゃんとお嬢ちゃんの3人か。
Gamer kid.
まあ普通に考えれば兄ちゃんだろうな。
Miyoshi's mouth tightened slightly, but he began to walk toward the demon heads. Miyoshi?
行くよ。要はリズムゲーさ。判断力と反射神経には少し自信がある。
Yes, he's played so much Osu, so therefore... hold on a second, let's not rush into anything. Doesn't mean anything. Rhythm games only mean you have really good muscle memory.
さっきの毒ガスの時とは違って、これは失敗ができない。知性が高すぎます。
Doesn't mean you have good reflexes. Miyoshi stopped, his brows knit. And also, I mean, for another thing, I don't think, you know, trying to run past these obstacles is the same as pressing buttons on the controller or whatever. I don't think you can apply rhythm games to real life in that way. What are we gonna do now?
闇を照らす光によりあやかしは浄化される。
I guess using the
解明さ
lantern?
れていない。
You know what you could do? I mean, I don't know if it works.
これを考えるべきだろう。
You could just like rip out those lanterns and just stuff it in the demon's mouth. Maybe that would work? I don't know. Then again, we probably don't have the lanterns to do that.
闇を照らす光。これはそこの灯籠のことか。あるいは妖怪のセンサーの光なのか。
全然見当もつかねえな。
We all shook our heads in silence. What should we do? save. Again, I don't know if these little small choices matter. I assume he'll be fine. Miyoshi, you'll be fine. Do your ninja thing. I think we're just gonna have to trust Miyoshi. I didn't like it, but there was nothing else we could do. We were all out of options. Do your ninja thing. He looked me in the eye and nodded, then turned and headed down the hallway. You know, Wakasa is such a good ventriloquist. You know, sometimes he just speaks without moving his mouth. That's the explanation. Wakasa covered his face with his hands and turned away. Everyone else watched Miyoshi go, but none of us felt good about it. He took a deep breath, moved into a crouch, and leapt forward. Like an actual ninja. Turns out, he watched a lot of Naruto, so like, he's a true ninja. Wham! He quickly established a rhythm, touching a sensor, waiting a split second for the arrow to fire, then moving past the next one. Again, I don't know how being good at rhythm games would equate to him doing this, but sure, why not? Even Wakasa had lowered his hands to watch in amazement. In a few moments, he disappeared into the darkness, and all we could hear was the thwack of arrows firing. Okay, so that is the solution, I guess. A familiar chime echoed down the dark corridor. Oh, and then it's all lit up. Then suddenly the hallway exploded with light. Ah, wow, that's bright. I threw up an arm to shield my eyes from the sudden light. As my eyes adjusted, I looked up. I hadn't noticed them before, but there were fluorescent lights all along the hallway ceiling. And down the end, I could see Miyoshi giving us the thumbs up. Good job, that was amazing. I grinned and returned the thumbs up. He really is a ninja. There's no way I could move like that. Somehow he's a ninja. He sure hadn't looked very athletic, but the way he moved. As he spoke, he waved one of his hands in front of the demonic face. Nothing happened. He gestured toward a spot on the wall. It looked like the switch had turned on the lights when it turned off the demons. A bit of a cop-out though, I feel like. You know, the hint simply being pressing a button at the end, you know? There's nothing to figure out. It's just simply, hey, he did it. Oh, I didn't mean to press, I guess, that? I guess there's a log, by the way. I didn't know there's a log. I mean, you imagine any kind of visual novel, any visual novel worth its salt would have a log, but I guess that's the log. He wiped sweat from his brow as he spoke and gave a wavering sort of grin. I let out a breath I hadn't realized I'd been holding and headed down the hall toward Miyoshi. Mitsunashi ignored him and gave Miyoshi another hearty slap on the back. Yeah, really, you were amazing. He looked down the floor as we spoke, his cheeks turning a bright shade of red. It looked like Miyoshi didn't take compliments very well. In fact, he's quite sweaty. Yeah, there's still another puzzle, but we got this far, didn't we? That's 2 puzzles. What's one more? I get that a lot. optimistic protagonist. Wakasa gave me a look, but before he could speak... Ta-doo. Wow, that's the same sound we heard when we cleared the room of the Guardian. The fanfare was quickly followed by an announcement. There was a loud... A loud? No. There was a loud clank from the end of the corridor like a lock opening. I let out a sigh of relief. Only one more puzzle, and then today's attraction is over. Okay, so I don't know, I got confused for some reason, because the journalist said like there was 5 more? I thought there were 7 attractions and 3 puzzles in this one attraction, right? I assume that's what it is. So there's like multiple puzzles per attraction, so that's actually what it is. We didn't do much here though. I guess some of the puzzles, I mean the way it's designed I guess, some of them are just like, you know, you just kind of do them by following the story, I guess. The player themselves don't really like solve anything in particular. They just choose some choices, I guess, that might affect the ending, maybe. The corridor of hate led to a long staircase that took us up and up.
地図によると、この上り階段の先に最後の部屋がある。時間はここまでで約3時間か。
残りは4時間。まあ、悪くないペースだな。
Oh yeah, I forgot about that, but I guess there is a limit, a time limit, technically, within the story. We've really only been here for 3 hours. It had seemed much longer, maybe because I had been able to see that sun. It feels like we've been here all day. I'm tired and now I'm starting to feel hungry. And almost as if he heard me, Miyoshi suddenly sat down the stairs. Are you alright?
平気だ。少し休めば。
I imagine Miyoshi doesn't go outside much. In fact, you know it's funny because I'm just reminded of the fact that I mean right now, the time of streaming this, there's like a quarantine happening, right? Or at least that's the idea. You're supposed to stay inside, but it just looks like Miyoshi has spent a long time in quarantine. Never got a haircut. He's obviously tired out. That stun earlier must have taken more out of him than he let on. Mitarashi stopped and came back down the stairs toward us. He frowned and took a hold of Miyoshi.
タグ、世話焼かせんなよな。ほら、肩貸すから行くぞ。
え？
さっさとしろよ。まったく。普段は家の中でゲームばっかやってんだろ。男ならもうちっと体を
You don't understand, I'm a gamer. I must play games. With a grunt, Mitarashi hauled Miyoshi to his feet and propped him up on his shoulder.
お前ちゃんと食ってんのか？遅すぎんだろ。
ほっといてくれよ。
Miyoshi put all his points in dexterity. All his other stats are very low. I watched him head off up the stairs. I guess Mitarashi is actually a pretty good guy. I thought he was kind of scary at first, but whoops, better get going, better get moving. I've been so busy thinking I fall into the back of the line. Who knows what the next puzzle is gonna be? I need to get up these stairs quick. Still, they were a pretty rough climb. When we started, I've been hopping them up at a good clip, but now it seemed like they went on forever. CG.
サキさん、大丈夫ですか？
Yeah.
ずっと命がかかっている極限の状況です。緊張による疲れが相当溜まっているのではないですか？
He smiled gently and held out his hand. I guess, yeah, if you want affection points of him, you take his hand. Nah, I'm fine. I smiled and shook my head. I'm tired, but everybody's tired. I'm sure Urube too. Thanks, but I'm fine.
そうですか。辛くなったら遠慮せずに声をかけてくださいね。
He smiled again, then turned and headed off up the stairs alone. I followed silently. At long last, we reached the top of the stairs. In front of us stood a set of double doors. Again, I don't know how I'm just gonna pick whatever I feel like, you know? The first playthrough. I imagine if you're like, you know, this is a Tome game. It's not really like, as far as I know, at least from what I've read, it isn't focused on the romance elements, but there is like a romance part to this game. So if you really like, I guess, aiming for someone, you would like choose the best options for them. So I wonder like what happens if you just simply choose like all of them at once. I don't know. I don't think that would work. It would probably default one of them if you just simply chose like all the options that give everyone affection points. Anyway, everyone else was already there, taking a moment to catch their breath.
やれやれ、ようやくか。疲れた。こんなに長い階段登ったの、ロケでどこか山の上のお寺に行って以来だよ。
糖分を補給するとするか。
Are you alright, Miyoshi?
みたらしさんのおかげでなんとか。
Why you? I still don't understand your outfit. I think we saw more of his body shot, I guess, that one CG when he was acting like a ninja. So I guess he isn't like wearing like a full-on straitjacket or anything, but he has a lot of belt, you know? Is he cosplaying as a Final Fantasy character? I don't know. Good.
こんくらいでへばるなんて、お前ら鍛え方が足りねえだろ。
Most of the cast is B shonens, so they must not have a lot of muscles. The only exception is you, because you're the one niche, I guess, for being a muscle man. I don't know, something like that. Everyone else was panting and tired, but Mitarashi seemed as energized and relaxed as he had an hour ago. Shido looked as if he was about to say something, but before he could... Hogstein? We weren't likely to forget that voice anytime soon. Pohehehe. His attempt at manipulation was clear, to everyone except Mitarashi apparently.
おい、あいつの挑発に乗るな。相手にするだけ無駄だ。
んなことわかった。
I've noticed, I guess, yeah, I mean, I don't know, I think there's English voices. So yeah, there's like a small little discrepancy sometimes with the actual Japanese voice acting and the way it's translated. I just noticed, because, you know, he said right here, he said, I know that, you know, but there's no in the actual Japanese voice acting. So again, little small differences. I just noticed. He shook Shido off and spat angrily.
やっこさん、俺たちの行動や発言を常に監視してやがるのか。
Shirabe appeared to be thinking the same thing I was. There are probably surveillance cameras all over the place.
だろうな。
He shoved another snack into his mouth and started scratching his beard. How many snacks does he have? Also, I'm starving here. Are you gonna share your snacks with the rest of the class? Okay. My expectations are pretty high. You know, it's the grand finale of at least one attraction. It better be a good one. And with that, he was gone.
くそ、あの豚野郎。今のはなんだ？嫌味か？
俺たちの動揺を誘っているんだろう。お前のようにイライラするのを狙っているんだ。
ち、狙われなくたって、こんなところにぶち込まれてずっとイライラしてるってんだよ。
だよね。
ともかく、やっこさんの言葉で焦る必要はないさ。もうちっと休んでから先に進もうぜ。目押しもまだ辛そうだ。
Right.
すまない。ふざけやがって。あの豚、全部済んだらただじゃおかねえぞ。
We agreed to rest a little longer before heading to the last puzzle. Is he really just doing this for entertainment? As if it's a video game or something? He's taken the park staff hostage and chosen 7 heroes to solve these puzzles. It does feel like a game, although it's a pretty messed up one. but I feel like there's more to it. Well, there are much more messed up ones, I feel like, available out there. After a few minutes, we gathered ourselves and moved to the door, ready to take on the next puzzle.
おっしゃ気を引き締めていくぜ
You know, just be grateful, Saki. Like, what's the name? Is it Inafune Saki, right? I think that's the name. Just be grateful that you're not in like a murder game where you're killing each other, you know? That's all I'm saying. Mitsurashi grabbed the doorknob and looked back at the rest of us. We all nodded back. Our short rest seemed to restore us some sort of calm. Even Wakasa looked determined. Alright, time to go to work. Let's go. Ikuzo. Okay. So this is the last puzzle. There's a weird statue there.